Alexis.
So I'm Tommy.
My name is Anna.
Hi, my name's Emma.
My name's Hannah.
My name is Mackenzie Lillis.
My name's Emery, and if it wasn't obvious enough already, I have a lot of problems.
I suffer from depression, generalized anxiety disorders, social anxiety, panic attacks.
I have borderline personality disorder, generalized anxiety disorder, social anxiety disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder.
I suffer from bipolar disorder, anxiety, OCD, severe depression, insomnia.
I have PTSD.
I suffer from depression, anxiety, and multiple personality disorder.
Panic disorder, and OCD.
I suffer with depression.
Major depression, anxiety, body dysmorphia, slight OCD, and PTSD. There are a few others, but those are the basics.
Common symptoms that I experience are chronic feelings of emptiness, lack of identity.
I notice random outbursts of energy and or depression, random outbursts of emotions I can't even begin to understand.
I just have a loss of motivation. I don't want to do anything or talk to anyone. Don't want to do anything that I found entertaining before.
So in social situations, especially in foreign situations, I tense up and I'm super duper nervous around everyone. Even if I've met them before, I just kind of, freak out.
I have a lot of actions that I'm unaware of actually doing because sometimes it just never clicks and not all of them know what they're doing.
Some things that I commonly notice, I would say, is my appetite, specifically with the body dysmorphia. I have a lot of problems with eating in public, but it's not to the point where you can just be oh, I'm scared to eat in public. It's more of wow, if I think about food, I'm gonna throw up, even though I have nothing in my stomach.
For me, I'm usually very irritable, have outbursts of hostility, very hypervigilant, a lot of self-destructive behavior there. That's a fun time.
Crying. Panic attacks, just generally unstable emotions, anger, impulsivity a lot, and other stuff just sadness and being tired and not wanting to get out of bed, unhealthy coping skills and stuff.
And there will be times where I'll eat something because I'm really, really hungry because I can't eat, and then I'll get really sad because I ate something and I'll throw up.
Manic when I'm bipolar and I cannot sleep or focus or do anything except for majorly freak out. When I'm depressive with bipolar, I sleep a lot and I don't have any motivation to do anything.
Isolate myself a lot, flashbacks, lots of fear, lots of severe anxiety. Mistrust, guilt, insomnia, nightmares, and a lot of unwanted thoughts. It affects my life because I'm usually always on guard, especially if I know that something's around that's gonna trigger it.
I don't even know how many there are.
One misconception that I wish people would kind of get straight, not talk about, is probably the fact that people who have mental disorders are seen as crazy.
Some common misconceptions or stereotypes for bipolar is that people under the age of 18 can't be clinically diagnosed with it because they're still hormonal teenagers and people are saying that it's hormones, but it can be diagnosed in minors People also think that like you can just snap out of like a manic or depressant stage, which doesn't happen because it's like your body's putting you into that, and you can't really just go out of it because that would be wonderful if I could.
One misconception about my disorder is that like we are always sad. We're like
One common misconception about anxiety is the fact that people kind of take stress and anxiety and like sometimes they'll go hand in hand, but like there's a difference between stressing out and having like a full hard panic attack.
You don't have to be in a war to get it.
A lot of people think that like borderlines are toxic and manipulative. Like that's a really big misconception about it, and there's a bunch of books on like how to deal with borderlines, and like if you Google how to deal with BPD, the first results aren't how to deal with the actual disorder as someone suffering from it, it's how to deal with someone suffering from the disorder. So a lot of people think that we're somehow like bad just because of our disorder, but that's not true because like a lot of us are just going through some stuff, and it'd be cool if more people like knew that we're just doing our thing.
Or the fact that like it seems that whenever mental illness is brought up in the political world, it's only after a mass shooting.
A lot of people recently have misconstrued multiple personality disorder as basically crazy person disorder. But that's not specifically what that means.
Okay.
People normally assume that if you have multiple personality disorder, you will have violent outbursts. But a lot of cases don't ever even counteract with violence.
I've been put into inpatient 4 times, which is like a psychiatric ward where you go to better yourself quicker, where you're just like not feeling safe. So my experience there, like if you want to feel sane, go to an inpatient hospital, because yeah. But so yeah, I've been there 4 times, and that's where I was diagnosed with severe depression and anxiety.
You're still one person, just with several versions of thought. And all those pieces of thought can still love and care for the same people.
A lot of people are also like, your mental illness doesn't define you, but that kind of makes me feel bad because, like, well, mine does. So, if there was more positivity about, like, stuff like that, like, the more scary mental illnesses and not just depression.
We need to do more about mental health, and we really need to like get things straight because there's definitely a stigma, and it sucks for those who have to deal with it, such as me and a lot of my friends and a lot of my family. And being someone who has to experience it and can see like the world around you, how like people like depict you because of your mental illness sucks. It really does, and it makes you feel terrible because you can't do anything about it.
Just because I have anxiety, that doesn't mean I can't be there for people and enjoy people's company. Sure, you could give up.
Sure, you can like fail.
Get back down.
Sure, you could give up, but
Life might suck now, but what if you fly later?
what if you fly?
But what if you fly?
But what if you fly?
But What if you fly?